Welcome to the Christian and Daniel Show.
It's about to get real, well, you know the deal. You won't have to guess how either of them feel. Bringing up the things you don't think to know. Never knowing where the conversation will go. Just a little more than anything goes. It's a Christian and Daniel Show.
Hey everyone, after a little sabbatical, we are back. I am Christian.
And I'm Daniel.
And this is the Christian
and Daniel Show. Welcome, everybody. We were up for a month.
Yeah. Didn't even mean to be. But a lot went on in that month. Like, a lot.
A lot.
And like, I had a lot of med, I changed to a new med. I had some weird stuff go on.
Yeah.
Increased
I traveled quite a bit. I said I traveled quite a bit.
Yeah.
But everybody, welcome to the show. It is Wednesday, May 24th, 2023. Do you know this is episode, 109, I think?
109.
Time flies.
Yeah, it sure does.
Where is everybody? Hello. We don't have our regular Charlie.
There's Madeline.
There's Madeline. Hey, Madeline. Hola, mama. How you doing?
First person tonight. It's been a while, so I think people got out of the habit.
You're the first comment. I know it's been a while, and I forgot to post our announcement early today, so it's been a busy day. So what's going on your end?
Just getting things done, paying things off, getting to trying to had a doctor's appointment today. I didn't even know. I'm getting they're just sending me appointment reminders, and it doesn't even say what it's for. I'm like, why am I going there? Why am I coming in? I'm not that old. I'm not so old that it's just like, well, I better just go in. I mean, it's so weird. I told the nurse, I go, is there any way I could possibly be, when you guys send me appointments, you could actually say what they're for? And she's like, technically it was just for a blood pressure check. And I am not going to come into a freaking hospital for a blood pressure check. That's stupid.
It's like, sir, you're broken enough. We're bound to find something. Just come on in.
I know. Just come in because you're so broke.
Your check engine light is on. Just come on.
Yeah, but luckily I needed I needed to finish my shingles, a round of shingles vaccination. So I got my second shot today. I didn't realize that's a pretty dang big needle. I usually don't look just because I'm not that curious. Just don't make it hurt.
You're not a needle size queen?
No. And I was shocked. That's a pretty long needle on that one. I mean, it's not big like circumference, but it's still long. I'm like, how far in do they need to put that?
It's not thick, but it's long.
Yeah, it's not girthy.
It's just but really wait a minute, you got it today?
I got it today on my left arm.
Because when I got my first one, by that evening I wasn't feeling well.
Yeah.
And then the second one, the next morning I woke up not feeling well.
Yeah, that was my first one too. I kind of did that. I felt worse the second day than I did the first day. Luckily today's the first day, so tomorrow we'll see. I'm just grateful I don't have to do anything that requires a lot of thinking if I don't feel well.
Yeah, for those of you that have never had your shingle shot,
probably because you're not old enough.
Partly because you're not old enough, but for those of you that have, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
It makes you feel like you have the shingles, and
it definitely runs you down, your energy.
My body felt like it was burning.
Oh yeah, I didn't have that.
And
knock on wood.
I was tired, but I'd already heard from several people that the shingle shot was pretty harsh. So I took 2 days off and did nothing. I mean, I planned it. Had a lot of soups because it really helped. So
yeah, luckily I have a couple basic soups up there and go from there.
You're not feeling bad right now,
huh?
You're not feeling bad right now.
No, I'm doing okay today. I took my little Victoza shot way too late. I usually do it in the morning, but like I said, a morning appointment just threw everything off. So everything's later and not where it's supposed to be. Like I'm doing laundry tomorrow instead of today. And it just feels weird. I don't like it when my schedule gets thrown off my basics.
You don't adjust well to schedule changes.
Absolutely not.
You're not.
Once I have a pattern, I don't like to change it. And when stuff interferes with the pattern, then stuff gets forgotten.
Yeah.
And that's not good. That's just my nature. It's just me. I'm, like I said, I'm not a multitasker. So yeah, I need the patterns. I need the scheduling.
Yeah. So for everybody who's just joining us, welcome to the show. Sad news in the entertainment world today.
Yes.
Tina Turner passed.
Yeah, she passed away today from
83
they
years
said
old.
a range of she hasn't been healthy for a little while.
So
And there's multiple things that led to her death.
okay, but as I was doing because interesting enough, when I was doing the National Today's checklist, Patti LaBelle just had a birthday. I can't remember if it's today or a couple of days ago. You know, she's 2 years younger than Tina Turner.
81.
Yeah. I did not realize and would not have known looking at them that Patti LaBelle was younger
Yeah.
than Tina Turner. That surprised me.
Another thing that surprised me was Tina Turner and I share the same birth date.
That's right.
She was born 30 years before me. She was born November 26, 1939, and I was born November 26, 1969. So I didn't even know we shared a birthday all these decades. And that's kind of cool. And she's a female Sagittarius. She was a female Sagittarius.
You're basically a proud little Mary.
I'm a proud Mary of that fact. So.
Hey, proud little Mary, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
But that's incredible. I mean, I guess it's just because we're getting older. Like all these celebrities and singers and actors because there's been a couple of deaths in the last couple of weeks of celebrities and stuff, which kind of like, like, wow, like they're going like,
Yeah.
Like you're old.
Yeah, and that's the thing as if you are lucky enough to live a long life, unfortunately, you're going to see a lot of your friends, family, and celebrities that you might have grown up with watching going. So, yeah. Ooh, what you making?
Yeah, I know. You can't just say you're cooking and not tell us what you're cooking.
So we could be appropriately jealous and angry that we're not there.
For everybody watching, Madeline is one of our dearest friends, and
yep, and she can cook. Ooh, she can cook.
Cook.
Even just a turkey sandwich at her house is better than anything I make.
There's something about the way she buys turkey that's so delicious.
Yeah, it's so different. It's so different.
But let's claim her husband does amazing seafood. I've had
particularly since the only seafood he really makes is fresh that he caught himself. It is incredible. Such a difference from anywhere else you can go.
So we're waiting for the next visit so we can go and eat some of his food. What else happened today?
Parmesan.
Well, I want to say a big shout out, huh?
Ooh.
What was it? Parmesan.
I forget. She's only cooking for the two of them typically. So.
Actually,
or is
their daughter's visiting right now for the summer.
Oh, Inara's home right now?
Yeah. So
hi, Inara.
Hi. I hope you're watching. You better be watching.
Better be watching. At least, or helping mom and listening in.
I wanna do a big shout out to the Mata sisters. I think you've heard me talk about them once in a while.
Mata sisters,
Juana and Estela Mata, who run and are founders of Looms for Lupus. Looms for Lupus, or is it aguachile? I've only had aguachile once, and I don't remember what it tastes like. So
I don't even know what it is, but it sounds good.
But we're gonna look it up right now and figure out. But a shout out to the Mata sisters who had their third annual Looms for Lupus Wellness Day out in Buena Park, which was excellent. A great. I'm gonna find a picture while we're talking, but I've had the honor of being their comedy segment for the last 3 years. It's been 3 years now. We the first two times were virtual because we were in lockdown, but this was the first time I got to go do a show for them in person, and it was amazing. And I think y'all have heard us talk about the Mata Sisters. We're friends of the family. We've gone there for tacos and birthday parties.
Yep.
But this is one of the pictures that we took there. So excellent show, excellent event. You know, they had yoga classes, they had painting classes to de-stress. They also had makeup tutorials. One of the workshops was a makeup tutorial for so you can feel better. Like I've always said, if you look good, you feel good. And then they had a couple of really good doctors that spoke. I can't remember the name of the doctors, so don't ask me. But they had, and then one of my jokes, and I'll be posting the video on YouTube soon of that show. But one of the jokes that I made is they served some delicious pastas for lunch, but then at the end they brought in some Zumba people to do Zumba.
You feed people heavy carbs, they just want to take a nap, and then you bring in Zumba.
So I had to answer. So this is Juana is in the pink shirt, and then Stella is in the dress, and of course me there in the middle. Again, the third annual Wellness Day from Loom for Lupus. So if you, just a little PSA for all of you, if you suffer from lupus or fibromyalgia and you want more information, look up Loom for Lupus. Let me put it up again so you can see it. It's LOOMS number 4. Here it says 4, but if you Google it, it's number 4, lupus. And for more information, go check them out. They're an excellent organization run by Latinas, helping Latinas in the community. So go check them out. All right, so that was fun. What else is going on today? Actually, I looked up some more stuff because we haven't been here for a month. Yesterday was Lucky Penny Day.
No.
Ooh, yeah. I don't know if you said that ooh because it's cool or ooh because I always pick a penny.
Because you always pick up a penny.
Yeah.
And you always say, pick a penny off the ground and whatever.
What is it? What is the saying?
See a penny, pick it up. All day you'll have good luck.
Yeah. And because remember, okay, I'm going to tell the story because it happened right before Junior's baptism or the day of Junior's baptism. Remember, we were walking around and all the things that we were looking for the baptism were so expensive. And we were like, okay, let's walk around a little bit more. And I found a penny and my comadre laughed at me because I picked up the penny. And I said, just watch, it's going to bring us luck. And then the next store that we went into, we found the same items, like 25% off. And they gave us some extra stuff. So I was at other things that are not a penny, but if you see a fly in your house, if you see like one of the big, what is it, fruit flies? Not
the
fruit
big
flies.
girthy ones.
The big flies, yeah, the big scary ones.
I mean, people used to call them horse flies, but now that I've seen a real horse fly in Tennessee, I know whatever I experienced growing up was not a horse fly, or it was a very stunted California version.
Yeah, but if you see a big fly in your house, that's
like the ones that have little white stripes on their tail, on their abdomens.
That is good luck. So make sure that if you see a big fly, just keep in mind that something is going to happen around you. That's always a good
And then try to trap it between the screen and your window so it dies slowly, starving to death, feeling to go outside, but not quite there.
Okay, don't do that. But
sadistic.
What else? I feel like a lot has happened, but okay. So I traveled. I guess I could talk about the travels a little bit before we go into more stuff.
And I sent you a TikTok if you wanted to do one of our dad joke ones.
Oh, okay. I'll pick it up when you say something. But for those of you following us on our Facebook pages, I had the fortune of being in New Orleans. I'd been talking about this conference forever. So, Made it to the National Latinx Conference on HIV, which was amazing. New Orleans, one of my favorite cities, not necessarily for the partying, but for the food. I had some gumbo.
I'm jealous of you.
I had some delicious gumbo. I had some delicious blackened fish. I had some beignets with some coffee. It was at the airport. It wasn't the original place, but it was at the airport. It was still delicious. But I brought you some home. I brought some home. We still
You brought me some cold, hard beignets. So now I know beignets are kind of, they're okay. Nothing to write home about.
Somehow I knew you were going to say that. Well, I bought them at the airport. And
I'm totally kidding. It was very sweet of him to bring them because I've never had one. I could tell if they were warm and that little bit of greasy they are when they first come out. Like, they're not heavy, just, all donuts when they first come out fresh are a little greasy. They're just so delicious because they're so light when they're fresh and brand new. So
which
I want to go there someday and get one.
I have a box of beignet mix in the refrigerator.
We should try to make it, huh?
We should. I mean, we should make
it in the air fryer. Well, no,
I don't
know. Yeah,
probably not.
It would work.
Although, nowadays you can just do anything in the air fryer. Like everything can be potentially made in the air fryer. I make dinner there at your place with the air fryer and the toaster oven.
I was gonna say we never use the oven, and I make cakes. I make because the toaster oven Daniel got me actually is a convection. It has convection features, so I use it to bake my cakes, my little round cakes, and I use it to bake my cookies. And because it's convection, everything rises really nice, and it's freaking kind of cool. Like I didn't know for years that it had convection feature till I finally really looked at it and took a look, and I'm like, oh. But we do everything between the toaster oven and the air fryer and the stovetop. That's it. Those three things are dinner. Like any meal we make, those are the three.
There are sometimes when I buy things that can be just microwave. So we got the microwave, the air fryer, and the
toaster oven in the air fryer,
which is such a timer. But going back to New Orleans, so I had 50 people in my session. They all thought that they were just going to get a presentation, just like blah, 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 speak, alignment. But
no interaction.
As they walked in, they were getting a little pocket notebook to write in. And I walked 50 people through an alignment session, which was so incredible, so freaking incredible. And I was able to sell some cards. So here are the cards. The webpage they finished my webpage, but I got to go in and put all the information myself. So that's going to take a couple of days to do that. So I'll put that up. But if you're interested in sessions with me or with Christian on the subject, on the mediumship work that Christian does, please reach out to us on whatever you're watching right now. And we'll give you our prices, and we have packages. But what else? I think
yes.
Grumpy Bunny was finally added to our website. So if you go to Little Mexican Productions Inc., well, actually, littlemexicanproductions.com, go to littlemexicanproductions.com, and you can now purchase Grumpy Bunny and Conejito Gruñón straight from the website. And the cool thing is that I'm self-selling, so I will sign those for you before you get them, so you get them autographed. So all my books are going to be autographed out there. So really good. So all these cool things going on. What else am I going to tell you? One more thing that I wanted to announce before I forget. On the 21st, and because we weren't on the show, what?
You just had an orb appear on your left, and it went, it did a really weird up and down pattern and disappeared behind your head. And it was clear as day.
We're going to have to rewatch this video afterwards.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. It was so distinct. It was like white. It wasn't even clear. It was just white.
Oh, interesting. Okay. We'll have to rewatch the video afterwards. If anybody else,
it's so rare that either one of us gets the orbs because, well, we see them all the time. We see the spirits all the time. So they always seem to be quiet when we're doing our shows.
If anybody else saw it, please make a comment. The last thing I want to say before I stop with the days is on the 21st, which was Sunday.
Yeah.
Sunday the 21st. Sunday the 21st was, which was interesting. So here's interesting because I did not recognize that. So here's an interesting thing because as I was looking at the last couple of weeks on National Today, which is the conversations that I do, Sunday was International AIDS Candlelight Day, which is very different from International AIDS Awareness Day. It was the day that you're supposed to light a candle for those that we have lost to AIDS complications.
Yeah.
And I found it really interesting that Sunday was the day that Martha came over and we made candles.
Oh, yeah. I have one burning behind me.
Yeah, I didn't know it was that day. So for those of you watching, Martha, y'all heard us talk about Martha. Martha and I decided to make candles back in like 2019, and we bought everything. COVID. We bought everything we needed to make candles. We bought little containers, the whisk,
Excuse me, one moment.
Sure, the scents. We bought everything we needed, and for some reason or other, we just never got around to do them. And then the lockdown came in, and we tried one more time, and it just didn't work out. Finally, on Sunday, we got together and made candles. This is just one of them, and look at that color. I'm gonna brag because I was in charge of mixing colors, but that color is just beautiful. This is a lemongrass, and I forget what the other scent was. I think lemongrass and a lemon, I think. But it smells delicious. I've been burning mine. We made a couple for us, but we're going to be selling them too. We're looking at what the prices are going to be, and then I'll put them on the website as well. But we have 7 different scents with 7 different colors, and right at the bottom they have these little crystals and stones that we added to it for good luck. But if you know anybody who has passed from AIDS complications, Sunday was the day to remember them with a candle. But it's never too late. So if you wanna remember somebody who's died from complications, let them know. We're figuring out the price for those. We're figuring out the price because we don't know yet. But it's 7 different scents, and the combinations are pretty cool.
Close to 100, probably about $100 a piece.
Yeah, probably because they're so exclusive.
Yeah, we have to make some profit somehow.
But here are the scents we use. We use jasmine, yang yang, sandalwood. Then we did a lemongrass and lavender. We did a patchouli and jasmine,
which actually made patchouli smell good.
It was really good. We did frankincense, yang yang, and cinnamon, which was my favorite, and that's the deep purple one. It was just, it was all so delicious. And then we did an orange and lemon one.
Oh, that was really nice.
Candle, which was really good. But do you remember the other?
That's a very good one.
Say it again.
If you like citrus, that one's incredible.
That was really good. But do you remember what the ones that we did for us had? It had lemongrass and something else. I don't remember.
And I was just over there near the candle. I could smell it, and I'm like, it is. I could smell the lemongrass. I can't remember what the other stuff.
I'm handling the candles, and it just smells so delicious. But let me tell you, the ones that we made for us, which is lemongrass, and I forget what the other scent was. We just made them because we had some left.
Mm-hmm.
I put it out here. Smell it. Smell it.
Yeah. I'm burning it. It's burning right now.
Oh, you're burning this one?
Yeah.
And you can smell it?
Yeah. Not at the desk. It definitely, like, in the bathroom, it would be excellent.
Yeah. These are really good because they're small candles.
Yeah, so small spaces.
For small spaces, it would really, particularly if you're in a red room meditating or in a bathroom taking a bath. I think lemon orange one in a bath.
Oh yeah,
would be really delicious.
And the lids fit on the base, so you don't have to have something underneath it while it's burning, because when they burn to the bottom, they'll burn whatever they're on if you don't have it off the surface. So you just can use the lid, and the lid protects your whatever it's sitting on. At least that's what I think. But I still put it on a little fireproof mat just to make sure. So I don't want to ruin my furniture. I can't afford new stuff yet.
What else?
But
By the way, Madeline is watching.
They were going to quit making them at one point, and they hadn't made the whole batch. And I just go, y'all need to just keep going, because they were on such a good roll. They were getting the scents. They got the recipe just right, which was all the things that didn't work the first time they tried. Everything failed the first time. It was just a miserable, horrible moment. And this one was like the polar opposite. It was so functional, and so much was getting done. I'm all, just do it. Go for it. Finish everything.
It was a good day.
Yeah, and it went really well. The scents they mixed some great scents together. I wish I could remember the lemongrass, and I want to say lemongrass and lavender or something like that.
That sounds about right. But it's really yummy. They're very fresh scents. My favorite is the one with the cinnamon, the frankincense and cinnamon.
Welcome back to California, girl.
Well, the show is over now. Thank you for watching.
I know. Thanks, everyone. Now that our roving RN is our roving soon to be RN.
Thank you for watching. We've only had the show for almost 4 years, but
109 episodes.
Jumping in on one show, like whatever.
He was saying you had to be on an RN. He was so disappointed you weren't on right away. He hoped you were watching it with your mom in the kitchen.
There's not a whole lot. I'm trying to figure out what else has been going on. I was
trying to trademark his program. That's been a fun adventure so far.
So can I let me finish talking about the trips before I forget. So the New Orleans trip, excellent. Then Wayne and I did the Witch's Brew Market in Santa Ana. So for those of you who are here in Orange County or in Southern California, there is and we put up some flyers on our shows before. The Witch's Brew. No, I forgot. Witch's Brew Pop-Up Market. There we go. I'm trying to see if I have a poster on our here, but I didn't. I removed them. Anyway, we were able to finally we were able to do it. So Wayne and I. I was only going to stick around for a second. Don't get too excited. That's all I need to be annoyed. A second. But so we were able to go to Santa Ana. So once a month, they have a pop-up market, and it's called Witch's Brew Market. And it's intuitives. It's people that make candles, incense, all kinds of cool crystals and stones. And we had a booth doing card readings, and I was so surprised and amazed of the amount of people that we had coming up to our booth. So look for that, because we'll be announcing it more. We're thinking about doing the LA market and the San Diego market. So pay attention, folks, for some more of those. And then we'll probably do the Santa Ana again. But an excellent night, and we'll be bringing Grumpy Bunny, and we'll be bringing the candles for sale to the market. So pay attention to that. And then the last thing I want to talk about is I got a chance to go to Bethesda, Maryland there's an organization called All of Us Research, which is an organization that collects your DNA for research for different things, particularly for people with cancer and HIV. And I was invited, as I'm one of the ambassadors. I got invited to participate, and I'll be honest, and I've told them about it, so it's no surprise. When I first joined this organization, I was so lost. I had no idea what I was supposed to do. I just joined it. I was like, okay, y'all think I'm valuable. Let's do this. But then once I was there and shared my story a little bit, it was interesting how different committees, part of the organization, like the HIV committee, the LGBT committee, the communications committee, they were all coming up to me and saying, hey, we like your energy, what you got to say. We want you to be part of our committee or work with us on projects, because you can't really be part of the committee because we're not staff, but we can help them. But one thing that I learned, and this is one thing that I'm really proud of Christian for doing, and is that because in case you're not following, Christian has become very big on the Cancer Life page. Is that once you start sharing your story, I'm always surprised how many people come out of the shadows and go, "Oh yeah, me too." But it always takes one person to share. And you've opened up a whole lot in the last several months about being a caregiver. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, now that we've been out of the caregiver patient roles for a while, it's more comfortable for you to talk about it, and it's more comfortable for me to listen to the hard parts about it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm. That does. It's been me. Kind of the thing I needed to break through was just making videos and not worrying about it, not stressing about doing it right, and just being relaxed and making a video and talking about what I'm talking about. I've been writing down ideas when they come to me. I write them down now because otherwise I'll forget, and then I'll be like, oh, I don't know what I'm going to do this week. Like last week, I just didn't. My energy was off last week, and I just didn't feel like making a video, and I didn't. I need to do my video this week. I may do it tonight just because I'm nervous I might not feel well tomorrow. But and I do need to do, and I have to do laundry tomorrow. 10 minutes away. But yeah, I'm getting more comfortable seeing myself on the screen and accepting myself on the screen. And I think I do pretty good. I think my little PSAs are pretty good. They've gotten better from day one, that's for sure. From the first one. And I'm kind of happy. I'm happy to do them. I post them in 5 different places to make sure people can get the message and have an opportunity, and just kind of work forward from there. It's been a lot of fun for me doing that. I still have a video to record that's actually talking about my caretaking story and with Daniel. And that's an interesting one. That needs to be about 20 minutes, I think. I need to kind of tell my story as a caretaker, I'm honored that they want that. They want to work with that.
Nice. Well, it's a really good company. For those of you who are not familiar, the actual name of the company is LifeBulb, LYFEBULB.com. Go check. Is it .com or .com?
Yeah,
go check it out. But then we're part of the cancerlife.com page. And one of the cool things about the page is that if you are a cancer survivor, if you're a caregiver, or if you were associated with somebody, you can come and share your stories there.
Yeah, like understand, you don't have to be a cancer survivor or a caretaker. You could just be a person who's lost someone to cancer, or maybe you have relatives who survived it, but you kind of know about the experience, because you don't have to be a caretaker or a survivor to be affected by cancer. If any loved one or friend, someone who's close has it, it affects you. And this place, everyone's represented. It's kind of cool. It's a great discussion board. There's lots of great topics, and there's really good people behind them.
Yeah. And that's one of the, I can
say the first time ever, I feel like as a caretaker, I've been recognized, seen, and heard. Yeah. That's always my big thing, is being recognized, seen, and heard. I didn't realize I never have been. This is the first time anyone's ever been curious about my experience and wanted to know what's the caretaker point of view on this. So anyway, sorry, Daniel.
No. That's basically what I'm saying. Like when it comes to sharing, I'm very fortunate that I was sharing stuff way before cancer. And so I was already a public speaker before cancer came along. So cancer didn't stop me. It just added
another topic.
And for those of you that know me, you know me. For me, any opportunity is an opportunity. Anything that happens in my life is an opportunity to share and make it a show. And so, but you didn't have that, which is really interesting.
No, and thank you, Madeline. I love that you like to post. I was nervous that some of my friends would be like, no, this is stupid, or this is dumb, or I wasn't sure how they were going to receive it. And I've had really amazing comments and responses to it. So I apologize I missed last week, but I'll get back on it. I will have a new one this week. But yeah, and thank you so much, Madeline, again. It's breaking a barrier for me putting myself out there in any way, particularly on social media.
I'll show up there. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh, then yeah. Oh, JM, that is your point of view would be wonderful to have
yeah,
on there,
yeah.
particularly on the discussion boards.
And one of the cool things that I've discovered by watching Christian grow into his own advocacy work is I don't know. I guess I can. Like the fact that we are the Christian and Daniel show, and some people know us now as
Yeah.
I don't want to say celebrity figures, internet personalities. That people open up to us. Like it's a real true
Yeah.
gift that people open up to us, and
They do.
because we are so comfortable sharing that energy flows back. It's like, oh, you're comfortable sharing. Let me be comfortable sharing with you. And some of the things are really cool. But which I talked to you yesterday about. You and I have talked a lot about the ripple effect and the energy that we put out and the energy that comes back. And yesterday, speaking of all of us, speaking of energy and speaking of influencing people, yesterday I had the opportunity to have a one-on-one with a new friend, and I thought we were new friends. I was surprised. So there's a gentleman, his name is David. David works for the All of Us company. He's part of the marketing for the Southwest region. So he handles all this area. And we connected because he saw we were friends on Facebook, and he saw me post a picture of the All of Us face-to-face event. And he's like, do you work for All of Us? And I'm like, do you work for All of Us? And then we went on a private chat.
I work for All of Us?
Do I work for us? I
all
work
of us.
para
I
todos.
work for everybody.
Yo
Todo,
trabajo para
todo
todos.
mundo.
So then we were like, hey, why don't we just get on the Zoom call and have a chat? So we get on Zoom, and he's like, you don't know me, but I've known you for a long time. And I was like, all right, like stalker much? Turns out, for those of you that don't know, that I still work in the promotion and marketing field sometimes, that I run a page for marketing. It's called the Brand Ambassadors of Greater Los Angeles Area page.
Yeah, he frames it very humbly. It's a gigantic website, and it's a huge resource for thousands of people.
Yeah.
And that's not an exaggeration. Thousands.
We have a little over 29,000 people on the page, and we're the largest one city marketing and promotions page in the country. It started 11 years ago, and it started with 12 people.
Country.
Yeah, it started with 12 people back in 2011, and now there's almost 30,000 people, which is amazing. And sometimes I forget the value that a job posting page like that has on people. Now,
let me tell that story.
Yeah, let me reassure you that over the years, I've gotten some calls from people or messages like a mom was like, hey, because of the page, I'm able to work on the weekends and be there for my kids on the weekdays. Or students like, hey, it helped me get through college or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
It helped me get food. It helped me pay the rent.
So here I am on this Zoom call with David, and he's telling me, plus he just graduated from CSU
Dominguez
Hills. So he just graduated and with a degree in psychology, and he's working for this organization that I'm part of. And then he goes, well, I've known you. And I'm like, how do you know me? And he's like, well, don't you own the brand ambassadors page? And I'm like, are you a brand ambassador? And he's like, yes. And he's like, because of the work that I was able to get on that site, I graduated. And I was like,
able to go to work and go to class full time
on jobs and have Thursday free, which is what I used to do. Remember when I was on disability, that's what I would do. I would work the weekends and be home for the weekdays. But it was
this is one that choked him up a bit when he was told.
it is for anybody out there. And I was so blessed that I got to be on a talk show last night. I was a guest on a talk show with a lady from Monterrey, which was another amazing moment. And I was telling her because they approached me for spiritual healing. They wanted me to talk about spiritual healing, and I was telling them that we never really know, and we're not supposed to know, and it's not part of the reason that you should do good stuff in the world. But if you're called spiritually to do something and your body reacts positively to it and your mind has no barriers or blockages in doing it, oh my God, do it. Do it, because you never know who's going to reach. And 11 years back in 2011, I started this page because I wanted to share jobs with my friends. And
Yeah. I mean, it had very humble beginnings, actually.
I was getting called for jobs, and I was like, I was a pretty good. There was a while there when I was very popular in the marketing world, and a lot of people booked me. And I was like, let me refer people that I trust to your job. And I started this page with 12 of my friends, and now they've all gone to do some big, great things, which is awesome. But there's a whole new generation of people that come in and looking for promo jobs. So anyway,
Multiple generations.
Yeah. So the moral of the story is, for those of you out there, if there's something in your spirit that is just that is burning for you to do it, just do it. Go do it. It's amazing for somebody that's been through what I've been through and doing what I do, to hear these stories one-on-one from somebody and go, you helped me. And,
whether you know it or not.
That's pretty amazing. So go check it out.
Kind of the whole message is just, you never know how you're touching other people's lives. You don't always get that feedback, but it is nice every so occasion to be reminded that you took an action and it had it's had a huge result.
And I mean, there's been people that took chances on me.
Oh, I'm so jealous. Now I'm hungry for Parmesan chicken with garlic and pasta.
Enjoy your dinner. Provecho. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, have fun. Give everyone a hug. We love you guys.
Well, everybody except for one person. One person doesn't get a hug.
Well, she gets one from me.
But anyway, it was pretty incredible. It was pretty cool to get that validation. But
what's interesting is it's interesting how the universe has not let it be easy to monetize that page, because people have, it's been thought about, it's been, discussed ad nauseum, and it was even going to be bought at one point. And what's funny is all the deals always fall through, because I think the way it is the way it helps the most people. And if it changes to a profit model, I think it will really be detrimental to a lot of people's lives. And I think the universe is like going, nay, there's other way. Make your money everywhere else, but don't do it here. And that's basically, I feel, the message that has come from owning the page for so long and as big as it is. And I think that's pretty incredible. And I love that it's still a resource that everyone can have access to.
So if any of you are there watching this are like, hey, I want to do promotions, and promotions are everything from doing store demos, giving away crackers at the store, to giving away
or
big
like
things.
Costco.
Yeah, or giving away big stuff at like sporting events, which are all popular, which is what the MC job that I do now for
Ford.
promotions. Anyway, if you're interested, get in touch with me and I'll connect you into the page. And it's great summer jobs. There's a lot of summer jobs.
Oh yeah, summer is a big thing because they get the big one, the really lucrative ones get picked up pretty quick because so many students are off for the summer and they just want to make as much money as they can. So when they go back to school, they don't have to work as hard.
Yeah, but that's where I did Microsoft. That's where I did Trojan condoms, Staples, and
Samsung.
Yeah, I
You
did a
did
lot of really
Samsung.
stuff.
You did Comic Con. You
Yeah.
did Marvel. You've
I
done
did
some
do
pretty
Comic
big
Con. I
stuff.
did what's this, not Living Dead? What's the
I'm
Living
on uh, Comic Con San Diego, which is the biggest one.
Yeah. Which one's the show that came after Living Dead? Return of the Living Dead or
The TV, the really
the
famous.
show? Yeah, yeah. But wasn't
I
there a
never
spin-off?
watched it, so I'm
There was a spin-off. I was
Walking
able
Dead. Walking Dead.
Walking Dead, but there was a spin-off from that, wasn't it?
Fear of the. I think it's
Yeah,
Fear of the
Fear of the
Walking
Walking Dead.
Dead.
Fear of the Walking Dead.
Yeah.
So I ran the event in San
Yeah.
Diego for a week. So
All right, Comic Con.
for a weekend, sorry, weekend. All right, cool. Are you ready?
Oh, sure. I'm so grateful that HBO Max combined with Discovery Plus, and now it's called Max, and I could watch, and thank you, Madeline, that Expedition Bigfoot. I have had a relationship with Bigfoot since I was a Boy Scout hiking around the Sierras. I don't know why, but for some reason I had a recurring nightmare most of my younger years and my teen years that was about Bigfoot, about a Bigfoot experience up in the Sierras. And I'm wondering if I had some type of experience and I like blocked it. Like my mind just put the whole experience in a little box and put it on a back shelf because I had that recurring nightmare, and I've always had this super strong interest in all these Bigfoot shows and learning as much as I can about what the American Indians who supposedly had like not intimate, but just relationships like with Bigfoot tribes and in the long time ago. And these shows fascinate me. So I've always wondered if I have some connection that my brain just hasn't permitted me to make the connections for. But Expedition Bigfoot is a really well-funded show. It has a scientist, a true scientist for monkeys and apes, and I forget primates. That's it, a primatologist. And they have a Bigfoot expert, and then they have like the really tough kind of army former military guy who likes to do kind of hardcore searching and will go out in the field on his own. So it's very impressive show, this one in particular. And the host is cute to boot. So I enjoy the show a great deal.
I'm gonna have to watch that. I lost my train of thought. I was gonna make a joke and it just completely. All right, here's mine. For those of you that like supernatural, ghost, spirit, and soul shows, this is called Laboratory Conditions. It's actually a short film. It's less than 20 minutes long, so you're gonna watch this really quick. But I was watching something else, and they were talking about laboratory conditions. And I don't want to give you all of it because it's so short that if I give you the premise, but I'm going to give you just a little bit. So Marissa Tomei is in it, and Minnie Driver is in it, along with some other people that you might recognize. But the idea is that Marissa Tomei plays a doctor, Minnie Driver plays a researcher, and they're trying to figure out if there is a soul. Do we have a soul? And what happens when we die? So they're in a hospital setting, and there's a couple of little things that happen that leads them. I would love to see this as a feature. I think it would be amazing to see this longer, but it's only, like I say, it's less than 20 minutes long. It's super quick, but Marissa Tomei, Minnie Driver are the leads, a doctor and a researcher, and they're on a mission to find out what happens if we have a soul, what happens to our soul when we die. And it's really cool. Like I say, I can't say more because it's so short that if I say anything, it's pretty much the whole show.
Yeah, I didn't realize I've actually watched it, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
It's really good. It's worth that 20 minutes. It'll blow your mind. And you keep hoping they're going to make another one.
And when I was watching it, I'm not going to say what. I'm not going to say what. But when I was watching it, one of the characters completely, like, you came to mind right away. It's like, is this what you see when you see ghosts? Like, is like, how do you see it? You know what I mean? Like, I was like,
I'll put it this way: they did a very good. I don't know who their what do they call it? They had to have an advisor, someone telling them some stuff because it was really it was good. I was very impressed by this little 20-minute short.
so
was
watch it. Watch it. Definitely. This week
It's
is
worth
all
a
about
watch. And even if you're a total non-believer, it'll make you think. It'll still make you go, interesting.
yeah. Yeah. And then the cool thing is that once you watch something like that, YouTube starts
Oh yeah.
showing you more stuff that you might want to see this. So I was hooked last night in a couple of shows that I was like,
Oh
oh,
yeah.
these are interesting. Um, speaking of shows, let me find out the exact date because you're gonna want to watch this. If you know, you know. So for those of you that know us, know that we are big fans of RuPaul's Drag Race. And coming,
And we both got on. No, just kidding.
I'm getting the feels. Is it June?
Hi, Nancy.
Let me find out the exact date that it's going to be launched. Okay, so if you watch RuPaul's Drag Show, Valentina and Lolita Banana, who is from Mexico,
Are they co-hosting?
yes, they're co-hosting the RuPaul's Drag Race. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 11. There's 11 contestants, and I think it airs.
You haven't said the name yet.
Oh no, it's Drag Race Mexico.
Yeah, it's Drag Race Mexico.
Yes,
it's the only country I think you haven't done. And even Daniel, about a couple months ago, said they've never done I wonder if they're going to do a Mexico sometime.
And here it is.
RuPaul was listening.
I'm trying to find the exact date that it will be released. I think it's June 22nd.
But yeah, so Drag Race Mexico is coming. And you all know those drag queens from Mexico, you're going to get a show.
Well, on TikTok, if you're on TikTok, look up Drag Race Mexico. And they did the release of the queens today. You know how they do the preview, like who they are?
Just kind of like introducing the queens.
I was ready to take a nap this afternoon after lunch. I was so ready. I was on the couch. I was like comfortable. And I'm scrolling through TikTok. And then I hear there is a if you know, you know, there is a very distinct type of voice that Latina drag queens have. And there's a way that they express themselves. And as soon as I flipped, I wasn't even looking at my phone. I just flipped and I heard, and I was like, oh, so looking for it on TikTok. Hey, Emery, how you doing? Everybody was late today. Where were y'all? Were all of y'all hanging together? Were you hanging out with my sister? Is that what's happening? Welcome to the show. We talked about a lot. We talked about all of y'all. Let me just say that. We talked about all of y'all. But we were just talking about today about the National Today's Cancer Live. What are you doing? Tina Turner died, for those of you that don't know. And yesterday was Find a Lucky Penny Day. So I know that I had told Nancy about the candles. These are the candles.
And I think I just sent you the TikTok Mexico thing. So, if you want to play that one instead. Those are the ones we brought home for ourselves. They're good. They're burning. It's burning. It's been burning for over 3 hours already for being little.
Yeah, and they're soy candles.
Oh, so they're really good and they're natural. So you're not getting that heavy oil smell that regular candles give you.
Yeah. So let's.
Now it's in Spanish, everyone. So.
Is this just the short version?
I think it's just the short version, but it shows the 10 queens.
So let me. I am so excited for this. So excited.
We've been watching Drag Race España, and that's been quite the adventure. There we go.
Mi nombre drag es Galavaro, la dama peligrosa, reina del aire, reina del fuego y de tu corazón. Yo soy de Guadalajara, Jalisco.
Hola, yo soy Margaret y ya tengo 28 años y soy de la Ciudad de México.
Pues yo soy Pixie, la dama del blanco y negro, soy de Ciudad de México.
Hola, soy Matraca, tengo 24 años y soy originaria de Purísima del Rincón, Guanajuato, tierra de las limas y los 1000 azares.
Hola, ¿qué tal? Yo soy Lady Quero, directamente de la ciudad de Oaxaca. Sí, soy yo, su señora millennial, directamente para acá.
Yo soy Serena Morena, tengo 34 años, soy la perrita sandunguera de Aguascalientes.
Soy la siguiente superestrella de Drag Race México, porque pues no hay nadie más como yo. Yo soy un camaleón.
Realmente van a ver talento. Soy la siguiente superestrella de Drag Race México, que lo tengo todo.
Hola, yo soy Miss Vallarta y soy de Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco. Creo que es un poquito obvio mi nombre, pero pues soy de Puerto Vallarta, mi ciudad natal.
Regina Voce, pues es exactamente eso. Regina es reina y voce en italiano es voz.
Yo soy Vermelianoa, queretana de 24 años, una chica maximalista, enorme y estorbosa, pero también una pinche gritona.
Mi nombre drag es
Wow. They are going to be a bunch of pedas. Pedas.
So
I
excited.
almost did it. I almost rolled
So
it out.
excited. Well, you know, the first time, we still have about 5 minutes. The first time that I ever saw, drag was in Monterrey. There was-
I didn't know. Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Of course.
I was in high school, and there was a bar downtown that used to do cabaret type shows, but there were female impersonators. I first started watching female impersonators, but they would impersonate these singers, these
Yeah.
kind of like they would do on like House of Flowers
Yeah.
show. They were all female impersonators, and I always thought that all the drag queens were impersonating some other singer or actress or something. And then I remember going to a cousin's bachelorette. They did a bachelor party, and they brought drag queens to do numbers. And
Cool.
I don't know that I was actually out yet to myself. Like I was still in that teenage experimentation era, and I remember just being like, who are these women? Like, who are, and trying to have conversations to like connect somehow. And then when I finally went to Dallas and went to the bars when I was like 18 and walked in, and I was like, wait a minute, why are you doing Whitney Houston? You don't look like Whitney Houston. Like, what's going on? I don't understand why some people just feel drag is crazy.
I agree, David. I'll tell you, if you really watch the news, and you want to see who's hurting children and exploiting them, it's the white conservative straight people.
But
No
you know,
offense to straight people, but it is. And like
What?
the teachers who molested their students, it's almost all cisgender Caucasians, and they're actually mostly female on that part. But school districts are still very biased against male teachers, and particularly gay male teachers.
to talk about what David said, like I watching drag is what gave me a clarity of mind of who I was, and
Well,
got me out of that.
That's part of their argument.
Got me out of that. I'm wrong. I'm bad.
Yeah.
I'm like there's something wrong with me. Space. So
But that's like, unfortunately, that's like exactly the argument that these guys are making, is that you're opening children's minds to this, and they may go the same way, like, oh, that's not wrong, and they want it to be wrong.
yeah.
So
So
they
now
don't want students to have that
let me
epiphany.
tell you, I'm the creative person that I am because I believe when I watch.
Yeah.
And then my first relationship, one of his best friends, Celeste Martinez in Dallas, we used to go over and watch her get ready. And man, I was always in awe of the amount of work that goes into becoming these females. It's amazing. Okay, so we're running out of time. For those of you that were late, be on time.
Welcome. We're glad you're here.
We're
Glad
back.
you showed up.
We were off for a month.
We'll be back next week.
Yes, we'll be back next week. So we will see you folks. What's next week? Yeah, the 31st.
I forget the whole phrase, but something till, and as long as the creek don't rise. My mom used to say a phrase. I can't remember the whole thing. It's very country. Very country.
Thank you guys. We love you.
God willing, and the creek don't rise. That's it.
God willing, and the creek don't rise.
And the creek don't rise. Not creek, crick.
Crick. There you go. We'll see you guys next week. I got a good interview on Saturday. Joe Torres coming to talk about medical things that help people with health issues. And Zodiacs is back this Friday at 6 o'clock. So make sure you check us out. Love you guys. We will talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.